and welcome back to my channel. I'm back in the guest room filming. I just love this Christmas setup, and usually Jeremy is at work while I'm filming, but he's home today. He isn't feeling really good, so I feel so bad. I just bullied him into playing his video game so he could like put his little headset on and not listen to me talking in here. Like, do y'all get that on your Instagram stories or like making videos? I hate the thought of someone else in the house like eavesdropping, even though they really don't care. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I'm repeating myself a lot and I sound like a crazy person in here filming. So all that to say, I just got back from a trip to visit my bestie in Washington, D.C. I was there for about 4 days and we did all the Christmassy things. I'll have to talk a little bit more about it because I feel like we did everything that people warn you not to do. Like all the things that could potentially get us murdered. And we were just sitting there like, we're 31 and 32 years old. Like, where do we get off acting like we're in college again when we're together? So while I was gone, I got the new Colourpop Bare Necessities palette in the mail, and I was so excited to go ahead and get into it that I have already played around with it, and I do have some thoughts, so this isn't going to be a first impression. I love that this kind of like soft glam is coming back in style and not necessarily all these like, you know, I love the artistry of like a wild, colorful look, but for me on a daily basis, like that's not something I'm going to be, you know, wearing around small town South Carolina. So I am excited that a lot of these kind of more neutral palettes are being released, even though I know it's something we probably all have a ton of in our collection. So here's what the packaging looks like. I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick up that it has this kind of like animal print embossed to it, and the palette itself has that same embossing and it has this really pretty rose gold spot gloss to it. On the back you have all of the shade names, and then let me show you the inside of her. You guys, this, like, when I first saw this released, I think it was on Thanksgiving or the day before Thanksgiving. I don't know what it is about this. Like, this color scheme gets me so excited. It sold out immediately, and I think it is back in stock now. It's $34, but you know, you can use a coupon. There's like a ton of them floating around on the internet. So I already have my base laid, and I wanted to, I guess, go ahead and use some other Colourpop products. I thought I'd just make this a full Colourpop video. So I have a bunch of my other Colourpop products in here, and I did want to show you guys this train case too. I talked about it on my Instagram, but how cool is this? This is from Amazon. You can get it on Prime, and it's $29, free shipping. And then there's a red one, but of course I got the pink. All of your brushes, and then all these little things can be pulled out and adjusted. There's like extra ones. I just took them out to put some bigger products in here. So you can adjust all of these for however you want to organize your collection. But I just thought, what a cool last minute gift for like the girl in your life who has everything. So that's an aside. All of my Colourpop products are in there. So if you guys want to see how the Bare Necessities palette performs, then let's get into the video. Okay guys, so I don't have a ton of Colourpop products. That's why so much of my face is done already. I did want to just share some of my favorites. For me, I really prefer the ones that you can get online to the ones that you can get in Ulta. So I don't know, the shipping takes quite a while unless you do expedited shipping on Colourpop's website, which is crazy because it is an American-based company, like everything's shipping from California. So I'm not quite sure why it takes so long. This is from their Peach collection. This is their Fresh and Peachy blush. I died for this collection, and I love a peach cheek. I feel like my blush collection is the biggest. Blush and like eyeshadow palettes, I feel like, are the two things that I own the most of. Just a blush girl, and I just gravitate towards peach every single time. So this is one of my favorites. Okay, for highlight, and I hope this goes well, I'm going to dip into Idle Hour and Silk Teddy, just a combination of the two of those. Oh wow. I don't know, you guys. I'm not super close to my mirror here, but that looks really pretty. I don't know, guys, I kind of love this for a highlight. That's a really, really pretty. Let's do a little on the Cupid's bow. And then I want to take a little of Just Idle Hour. I hate that this palette doesn't have a mirror though. I mean, I guess for the price, I'll take it. But I've been so used to using like what I've got back here, Tati's palette, and it's so nice having the mirror when you're doing your looks. Put this down. The bridge of my nose. Multi-purpose, y'all. Okay, I think I want to go ahead and throw something on my lips before we get started on the eye look. So I did just grab my Baby Got Peach palette and one of their lippy pencils. This is in the shade BFF2. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop a lip on. Oh my god, it's so hard to talk putting lip liner on. Okay, for lips, I brought down a couple shades. I have one from the Villains collection in the shade Hades. And then I have just one of their regular lipsticks that you can get at Ulta in the shade Appy. So I guess one is a little bit more warm tone. I probably should have waited until the end. I don't know. Let's go ahead and do this cool toned one. I really like Colourpop's lipsticks. Molly's in the room. You'll hear her like boof the whole time. There's like a huge window to the neighborhood over there. So she's just protecting our home, or so she thinks, or so I think she thinks. And let me just pop a little gloss on. This is in the shade Fantasia, and it's just their ultra glossy lip. Might have been a little brown, but we can always adjust it at the end. Okay, so like I said, I have been dying to swatch a bunch of these shades to get my hands in there because there are a ton of different textures in there. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but there are some shimmers. There's no pressed glitters, which I really like because I don't often use pressed glitters. Like I'll use Tati's palette because those have such a sticky base, but I am not a huge fan of Colourpop's pressed glitters. There are a few shades in here that just have the tiniest bit of sparkle to them, which I guess are more of those like sequin shades. And even the metallics themselves have a ton of different textures. So I did want to go ahead and swatch a few of these. This is Idle Hour, which looks stunning. It's like white with a ton of gold in it. And I think this is going to be beautiful for an inner corner highlight or a brow bone highlight. As you guys saw, I used it down my nose. I used it on my face. The other shade that I am just in love with is Silk Teddy. This is so unique because it's not just like an ultra shimmery metallic. There is a lot of glitter in there. So I would say if you're going to use this shade all over your face, I would do your eyes first or use like a little bit of Fix Plus on your brush. This is the shade, The Talk, which really reminds me of a lot of the shades in the Baby Got Peach palette. It's like a pinky rose gold. And then finally, if I try to say this, like Prixfixe, regardless, that shade shines just like Silk Teddy. I don't know, you guys, there is something really, really special about the metallics in this palette. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this palette and let's get a big fluffy brush to lay a transition shade. So the cool thing about this is I feel like not only is this something like you can wear this palette to work and then transition it to a night out, but it is cool because you can do a warm neutral look or you can do a cool tone neutral look. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and dip into more of a cool tone shade. I'm going to go into Hot Gossip right here as my transition shade. Let me get my little mirror right here so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, I mean, honestly, that shade is a lot more pigmented than I was expecting it to be. I probably should have gone into one of the slightly, I don't know, I might go ahead and mix in a little bit of banter up here because these shades are actually applying a little bit darker and more pigmented than they look in the pan, which honestly is great. Like no complaints, just like a little bit of a surprise. Okay, while I do my other eye, I'm just mixing hot gossip and banter. And I wanted to like talk to you guys a little bit about the trip because, okay, we like went out a couple of the nights. They had this like super cute pop-up bar called Miracle on 7th Street. It was like a Christmas themed, well, Christmas and Hanukkah themed pop-up bar. And so, you know, Sunday, we were like, we're just going to take it easy. I was going to leave Monday morning. We're like, let's just go out to dinner, maybe go up to like the rooftop of the W Hotel and have a glass of wine. So we did all of that. And we were going to stop by this restaurant and eat some dinner and then go home. Well, that restaurant was full. So we, I don't know, went next door and it was like we accidentally walked into a Patriots bar and like there was a Patriots game on. That's how we could tell, obviously, but people were wild and crazy in there and it was such a good time. The food was really good too. But we start talking to the people at the, I don't know, they were like kind of at a long table, so they were connected to us. And one of the guys had played at Tennessee with Peyton Manning, and then he'd gone on to play in the NFL. He was a wide receiver, I think on, I need to like Google it. I think he was on the Saints for a few years, but was, I don't know, like had a really successful career in the NFL. Okay, before I continue that, I'm going to take a little bit of a tighter brush and I'm going to warm this look up by dipping into the shade Haute. So we start talking to this guy and he sees my camera that I have brought. You know, we'd gone by the National Christmas tree earlier and taken some pictures for my Instagram. And he gets to talking to me about photography and he's like, you know what you need to do? First of all, this shade is absolutely stunning and I'm obsessed with everything about it. Like, favorite shade in the palette so far. So he's like, you know what you need to do is we need to rent those scooters like Bird or Lime or something like that. And he's like, you need to photograph the monuments at night. Like, let's go scoot through the monuments at night so you can get some good photos. And it's really, really beautiful. It's a Sunday night. Like, nobody's going to be there. So we're like, okay, stranger. Like, we don't know anything about this person. We go out, we rent these scooters, ride around. I mean, like, he was a very nice guy. He wasn't like lying to us or anything. Like, and I mean, he wasn't hitting on any of us either. Like, he was just like, hey, I made some friends. Let's go scoot around Washington. But yeah, so that kind of wound up being, let's scoot around the monuments and then let's go somewhere and drink a little bit more wine. And then it was like, I don't know, 4 a.m. on a Sunday night. And I was like, how the hell did we get here? Like, I don't know, when I'm home, I feel like I don't go out that often. Like, we're just getting older and it's like, I don't know, I go to DC and it's, you know, such a younger city and yeah, so like inhibitions to the wind, just scooting around Washington, D.C. in the middle of the night. I did get some badass photos though. I mean, there was like literally nobody at any of the monuments. So it was kind of cool to see DC like that. Okay, honestly, you guys, at this point, I could really just pop on full expose or in the buff, and this would be like my everyday full matte, like natural warm look. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I want to try as many of the shades as possible, but so far, I mean, Colourpop shadows like always blend out so beautifully, but I am obsessed with this so far. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do, there is a ton of fallout. I feel like this palette is going to get dirty like so quickly, but whatever. All my most loved palettes are super dirty. I'm going to deepen up the outer corner even more. I think I'm going to go Tabloid and Crack On, honestly, look very, very similar. I think Tabloid is a little lighter, so I think I am going to go into Crack On. I'm so scared to just touch the back of my palette with brown eyeshadow on myself. It's so pretty. I don't want to mess it up day one. You know what? I'll just mix the two. Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like they've just thought of, you know, like, well, obviously any neutral palette's going to have a warm chocolate shade, but I love that they just have a, you know, few different bone shades in here. They do have a matte black. They do have a ton of warm brown options. They have a mauve route you can take. They have a really cool tone, kind of slate route you can take. I just love this palette, y'all. I'm so excited it performed so well. Just pop a little bit of this. Also, you guys, I need to tell you a story about how crazy I am. So I know I don't know if I've mentioned it on my YouTube channel, but on my blog, I have talked about how I struggled with anxiety for a while, and I feel like I have it. I think once you have had panic attacks, like you're never going to feel like you have full control over it. But I just feel like I'm able to kind of like stop a full panic attack from coming on. So it's just maybe a little like strong anxiety, but I'm able to stop a full panic attack now. So, okay, we're hanging around the house yesterday and I must have been upstairs or something. Jeremy shoots me a text message. I'm just deepening up that outer corner again, where I feel like I buffed some of that deepness away. So Jeremy sends me a text message, like, let me read exactly what it is. I feel like this happens every single time to me, and you guys might think I'm crazy, but apparently this is my trigger. Okay, he sends me a text message that is like a screenshot of a news report, and it says the CDC is warning of a new E. coli outbreak linked to Salinas, California, where the US gets most of its lettuce. So I am just like already like kind of having a bad morning. Like, I don't know, just some stuff has been going on in my personal life, and I get that, and I'm like, okay, last night for dinner, I ate a bag of like Caesar salad. I mean, that's romaine lettuce. I guess it didn't specify romaine lettuce, but I feel like it's always romaine lettuce. And so I go to him and I'm like, Jeremy, I ate half a bag of Caesar salad mix last night. It was like the Fresh Express brand. And he's like looking through the article and he's like, it's Fresh Express. And I like flip the bag over to see where it's from. Like, and it says Salinas, California. Call me crazy. I got as close to a panic attack as I think I have in like over a year. I'm just dipping into those 2 chocolate shades and buffing that on under my lower lash line and just kind of concentrating it to the outer corner. So Jeremy reads more in the article as I am like, should I take a Xanax or not? And it did turn out that it's like a particular, like it's like the sunflower chopped salad. It's not the like Caesar salad mix or whatever. But oh my gosh, I was like, okay, what a weird thing to have like such a fear of, because I honestly think like not many people die from E. coli, but that really, I was like, the last thing I want to deal with right now with the holidays is like a stomach, like a serious, like put you in the hospital, like stomach problem. It just really freaked me out. So we're at like, I don't know, the 48-hour mark, and I feel fine. So I don't think I got E. coli. But yeah, freaked out about that yesterday, but having a rough week. I'm going to dip into a little bit of Haute and buff out that chocolate shade. Also, speaking of the holidays coming up, you guys, I saw like a tweet, or might have been like one of those Poshmark push notifications that said there's 20 days left in this decade, like make the most of it. I'm like, that is wild, thinking about like where I was at the start of this decade. It was like my last semester of Auburn. Like Cam Newton had just like come to Auburn my senior year, like swooped in, won us a national championship, swooped out, and I was just about to start basically moving all over the Southeast, kind of like chasing my passions. Like I back then wanted nothing more than to work in NASCAR, and it's so crazy that like 10 years later, I blog full-time for a living and I don't even live in Charlotte, North Carolina anymore. Like all of the things that I thought were like the ultimate dreams for my life, like in the last 10 years, like I've just had newer and bigger dreams. So it's, I don't know, it's just, I feel like at the end of the year, everyone just gets really like introspective and everything. So yeah, are you guys people who like come up with New Year's resolutions or anything like that? I just feel like starting a new decade, it's like there's more pressure on those New Year's resolutions. Okay, I feel like I'm super chatty today. You guys didn't sign up for this. I am going to dip into Silk Teddy, and I'm probably going to live to regret this because I'm going to have glitter all over my face. So what I think I'm going to do, I grabbed a like flat top brush. I think I'm going to hope for the best with my finger, and I'm just going to press. Okay, so far so good, but you guys look at that. That shade is absolutely stunning. I am so obsessed with this shade Silk Teddy. I feel like that's going to be the one that I hit pan on first. Like, look. So beautiful. All right, I'm going to use my finger on both and then go in. Went to that and glitter poofed everywhere. And then go back with a brush and get the places that I can't get with these long ass nails. I love like how feminine the long nails look, but you guys, they're like absolutely the least practical things in the world. You know what I'm actually gonna do? I think I'm going to dip into the shimmer down here, Revel, which is like a really, really deep chocolatey brown. It has a lot less shimmer, just like a little hint of shimmer in there. And I'm going to put some of this and connect it to that deep chocolate brown. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. I do this a lot, kind of like an ombre shimmer. I just feel like it blends so much better into the matte shades you've laid. Now I am going to take a mix of Full Expose and Idle Hour, and I'm going to go in to my inner corner with that. It's really pretty. So for me, on my own, Idle Hour, like it looks like a white shimmer in the pan, but it has a ton of gold in it. And I like a really icy white brow bone and inner corner. I don't love like a ton of gold in there. So I do like the idea of mixing it with Full Expose to get like exactly what I want. All right, guys, the eyeshadow is complete. I'm going to pop off camera like I do and do my liner and lashes, and I will be right back to finish this look up. All right, guys, lashes and liner are done, and y'all know me. Y'all know I always go in with a nude liner in my waterline just to make my eyes appear larger, but I did just pick up the Colourpop Bff Cream Gel Liner in the shade Best O, and it's kind of like a deep purple. Tan on my hand is so bad. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that, guys. So I think I'm going to go in with this instead. I honestly don't have the best time with cream gel liners. I much prefer like a kohl liner. But this is a really, really pretty shade. I am just going to pop a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes. And of course, I just have to open my mouth and make the ugliest look whenever I do that. All right, and my final step, honestly, these days, like always, is my favorite product from Colourpop. It's actually from their sister brand, Fourth Ray Beauty. It is their Glisten Mist. You guys, if you're a fan of the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist, this is like a fraction of the cost. I think it's like $8. Again, you can use a coupon code. Colourpop's always running sales, and it's that same kind of dewy. I mean, it looks like there's shimmer in the bottle, but that doesn't show up on your face. It's definitely more of like just a glow, like lit from within. And I have really, really dry skin, so I love this as a finishing touch. The sprayer is really aggressive on it, so just like be sure to hold it far away from your face when you spray. I'm like eating it right now and it kind of tastes like oranges. It's got like a very citrus spray to it, but I'm obsessed with this. This is a repurchase. I've already gone through an entire bottle, and I just picked this one up for myself, and I just picked another bottle up for my mom for Christmas because she just finished her Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist, and I think she's gonna like this even more. All right, guys, here is the final look using Colourpop's new Bare Necessities palette. I have to say, I'm obsessed. $34 for 30 shades in here, I think is a great deal. Again, use a coupon code, even cheaper. You guys, not only is the packaging stunning on it, like much prettier in person, my lights are blowing it all out. All of these shades performed so beautifully, so pigmented, so metallic, blend just seamlessly into one another. You guys, I am such a fan of this. If you are looking for a Christmas present for a girl who's just starting out in makeup, I would highly suggest this. It's cheaper than probably, you know, one of those Urban Decay Naked palettes, has more shades in it, and I honestly prefer the blend of Colourpop to Urban Decay. I just think that they would love this. So yes, a 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend this. A little bit of fallout, but that never bothered me anyways. And if I were you, I would just throw in one of these Fourth Rate Beauty Glisten Up Mists. Just throw it in there. Thank me later. Trust me, it is going to be your new favorite setting spray if you have dry skin. So especially during these winter months. So I hope you guys liked following along on this really like extra chatty get ready with me today. If you did, please give the video a like and be sure to subscribe to my channel. And I have a new video coming really soon trying out some makeup I've heard so many different opinions on. So be sure to come back to this channel and check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye. Gray hair. No, that's a blonde one. We want to keep that one. Oh, my mold. Every time I talk, the dog barks. All right, guys.